Individualized instruction is a method of teaching by which the content and pace of learning is tailored for each individual learner. No longer can we view learners as groups of students, but rather as individual children with different needs and abilities. Lumos Learning recognizes this, and we embrace it in every aspect of a StepUp program. I'm Tammy for Lumos Learning, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the StepUp program to create individualized instruction programs for your students. If we look at the response to intervention process, the first tier is assessing your entire class to identify those students that are potentially struggling. The second tier is pulling out those students and giving them additional resources and practice to help them become proficient in a particular standard. At the third level, that is intense, individualized instruction, and that is something that the Lumos program can provide. When you first log in, you're taken to this dashboard, which works very much like the dashboard in your car. It gives you a snapshot of your students' performance. By the way, the dashboard looks exactly the same for math and ELA. But let's come back to this in a minute when it'll make more sense. Let's go ahead and look at my lessons. What you'll see is that we have 2 full state assessments that are completely aligned to state standards. If you scroll down a bit more, you'll see that we have digital workbooks that are also aligned to state standards. The ability to assign full or partial tests or individual subject matter is one of the things that sets Lumos apart from our competitors. Let's go ahead and take a look at a state assessment. What you'll do is click Assign, and you can name this whatever you want. Let's name it Pathway to Achievement. In the description box, you could put anything you want. This is essentially a message to your students. You'll see that you can assign in normal test mode or in remedial mode. The normal mode allows you to choose a full length or a partial test. You could also choose the difficulty level. The program defaults to a random mix of easy and hard questions. If you're trying to build student confidence, choosing easy is your best bet. Now, the remedial mode is one of the features that really sets us apart. Basically, what you do is you choose your proficiency marker. Our default proficiency marker is 70, but you can change this to any number that you want based on your school or your district's proficiency markers. What this tells the program is, on any standard that a student achieves less than 70%, automatically assign them additional practice. This is a great time-saving measure. Now, you can assign a full-length test or a partial test. For our purposes, let's assign a partial test that has 10 questions. Now, there are a few other features that are worth noting. You can allow a student to retake the test by simply toggling yes or no. You can also choose whether or not to show the results of the test. If you're teaching a student a new subject and you're not sure they're going to perform well, we suggest turning off the results. Again, it's to build confidence. And you can also show recommendations. After that, you can assign this to your entire class by clicking here, or you can simply assign it to one student or a group of students. For this demonstration, let's go ahead and just assign it to Olivia Smith. You click Submit, and the lesson's been assigned. Now, let's go over to the student portal so you can see what your students are going to see. Welcome to the student portal. This is what Olivia Smith will see when she logs in. Notice the red bell up at the top. This indicates to the student that he or she has additional work. If we click on the bell, you'll see the assignment that we just assigned, Pathway to Achievement. If you click on the title and then click on the practice test, we can get started. So as you can see, there's multiple choice, there's drag and drop. Again, these are all different tech-enabled question types that the students will see on the state standards. Once the student is done with the test, they simply click on Result, and it'll immediately show them how they did. It shows the number of correct answers, the number of wrong answers, their score, and anything that says to be graded means it's an open-ended question that the teacher has to grade. If the student takes this multiple times, the score will show their improvement over the last time they took it. If we scroll down a bit, we can see where the student did poorly. For example, under units of measurement, the student got 0 out of 1. The program automatically assigned them additional practice. If we click on recommendation, it will show us the right answer and how you arrive at it. And if you scroll down, it'll give you some video resources so that the student can really understand what they did incorrectly so that they can improve the next time. By the way, let's take a look at the red bell. You'll notice that the number increased because the program automatically assigned additional practice. Now, let's head back over to the teacher portal so that I can now show you some of the reporting. So again, this is your dashboard, which works exactly like the dashboard on your car. It gives you a visual snapshot into your student's activity and mastery by subject and topic. If you take a look under the graphs, you'll see this red bar. The red bar indicates that these are open-ended questions that the teacher actually has to grade and assess themselves. Now, let's take a look at the reports. The progress report gives you an at-a-glance look at your students' progress in completing their assignments. As you can see, we just gave an assignment to Olivia Smith, and she's 5% through doing that assignment. If we click on Diagnostic Report, this report gives you proficiency by level. You can play with this proficiency marker at the top, and it'll change the results and the data that you see. We encourage teachers to use the Step Up program for their entire class rather than just a few students, so they can get a real snapshot of how the performance is in their classroom. Let's take a look at Insights by Lesson. The Insights by Lesson report shows you specifically your student success based on question type and the subject. By the way, all of our reports are completely downloadable so that you can use them in a parent-teacher conference. You could put them in a student's permanent education record, or you can send them home as part of homework to let the parents know how well the student is doing. The last feature that's worth noting is the EdSearch feature. You can access it under the Resources section, or you can simply use the box at the top. Now, what is EdSearch? EdSearch is like Google for teachers. Let's say that you have a student that's struggling with fractions. You can create a personalized resource kit for that student to give them additional practice. As you can see, the program returned a multitude of resources, almost 4,000. So let's use the filters on the left-hand side to narrow this down a bit. We have more than 1 million item types in our database. They include everything from questions to videos to pins, apps, books, and even resources from places like Khan Academy. By using the filters, we narrowed our results down to about 180. Once you've taken a look at the different resources that came up, you simply click on the plus sign to add those items that you want to the resource kit. Once you're done, you click Review Selection, and then you could either try it yourself so you can review the videos, or you can assign it to your student. It's worth noting that all of the videos play within the Lumos Learning program, so there's no annoying pop-ups or inappropriate content. So let's go ahead and assign this to one of our students. You have two choices when you assign. You can either create a bookmark, which lets your student know that you've given them additional practice, but you can't track that practice, or you can actually create a lesson. By creating a lesson, you can track your students' progress in completing the additional work you've given them. There are many additional ways to create personalized instruction within the Lumos StepUp program. I encourage you to take a look at our coherence map video and the many other features that we offer. For more information on Lumos Learning, visit www.lumoslearning.com. We look forward to working with you to increase student achievement.